welcome to Tuesday's Vinyasa Flow Yoga practice. My name is Priya and I'm a certified yoga instructor. So we have a couple of minutes to begin. So if you are going to follow me, we'll just need a block today for the first part of our practice. Those who are joining me, I hope you can hear me clearly. If you can give me a thumbs up. That will be great. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock and let's begin with our practice today. So for today's practice, I have designed poses. So these are detoxifying poses that will help us to boost our digestion. So before we begin with our asana practice, we'll begin with a pranayama or a breathing exercise called as Ujjayi Pranayama or Ujjayi breathing, which is also called as ocean sound breathing. I'm just going to turn off my music for some time, because I would like you to hear me or listen to the sound how this breath sounds like. So get yourself comfortable on your mat. If you have a block under your hips, that's great. That will help you to lift yourself a little more higher so that your spine is nice and straight, and allow that length in your spine to continue in the back of your neck, lifting the back of your head and the crown a little more higher towards the ceiling. Beautiful. And slowly begin to take long, deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. Allow your mind to gently fall within your body, noticing how your body feels today. If there is any restlessness, any stillness, any easiness in any muscle, if you are feeling nice and open, just recognizing how you feel in this moment. And I'll slowly walk you through the Ujjayi breath. So as we breathe in and breathe out of our nose, we are going to contract the back of our throat. We are going to constrict the glottis part of our larynx while breathing in and breathing out. We are not going to do anything forcefully, but just by slowly contracting the back side of your throat, we'll be able to get a hang of this breathing practice. I'll show you. Hopefully the microphone will do the justice and you will be able to hear that ocean's breath. We'll take a couple of rounds of Ujjayi breath here. So you should be able to hear a continuous hissing sound while you breathe in and breathe out. And then slowly coming back to the natural rhythm of your breath. We'll be practicing Ujjayi breath for the next couple of sessions just to get the hang of it. It's a little tricky one, but eventually as you practice, you will get the hang of it. So we'll keep practicing. Let's begin with our asana practice. So if you have a block under your hips, just keep it aside and let's get onto our fours, our tabletop position. Hands are shoulder width apart, spread your fingers nice and wide. Get your knees under your hips and take some circular movements in your hips here, some clockwise and some anti-clockwise, just to allow your hips to open up for the practice. As I said before, today we are going to practice some of the detoxifying poses, which involves twists. Twist which gives a ringing effect to our internal organs, wringing out something in our bodies which is stale, which is not serving us, creating space in our bodies. Beautiful. Then after a couple of rounds, coming to a stillness here, get your hands a little further away from where they are, curl your toes behind and slowly allow your hips, sitting bones to come up and back for our first downward facing dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana. Taking your own time to settle into your down dog, pedal out your feet, taking away tensions from your calves, from your ankles, nicely warming up, pressing your hands into the mat, pressing your armpits a little closer towards the top of your thigh bones, lengthening your spine, and then slowly coming to a still dog. Continue breathing deeply here. Make sure your breathing is continuous and smooth. You can breathe in through the nose and let it out through the mouth. One more breath here. And then slowly with your next inhale, begin to walk your feet up towards the front of the mat, coming into our forward fold or Uttanasana. Again, making sure that our feet are hip width apart. Fingers are either on the mat or on the shin bones, wherever you feel you are today. Allow your head to let go down towards the earth. Bend your knees. Allow the lower abs to gently rest onto the top of your thigh bones, going a little deeper into your forward fold. Notice the stretch in the entire backside of your legs. Ground all four corners of your feet into the earth. Spread your toes nice and wide. And then slowly bend your left knee and try to straighten your right knee as far as you can take it without hyperextending that right knee. Keeping the bend in the left knee, left fingers stay on the mat. Slowly allow your chest to open towards the right side. You can get your hand onto that right hip. Open your chest towards the right side and then slowly bring that right arm up. Taking your gaze over the lifted fingers. Breathing in deep and slow. In and out through your nose. Beautiful. Exhale, slowly bring the right hand down. Right fingers stay on the mat. Bend your right knee. And slowly begin to straighten your left knee. Get your left hand onto your left hip and slowly open your heart towards the left side. Then bring the left arm up towards the ceiling. Your gaze over the lifted fingers. And enjoy this twist here. Gently puts pressure onto our intestines. Creates a ringing effect. Beautiful. Slowly as you exhale, bring the left hand down. Inhale, keeping your back nice and flat. Lift your heart halfway up. Shoulders are going away from the ears. Crown of your head reaching forward, tailbone towards the backside. Spine is nice and parallel to the ground. You can have your fingers here on the shin bones. or here. Ardha Uttanasana or halfway lift. Exhale, fold completely. Beautiful. Take one more inhale in through your nose. And as you exhale, begin to sink your hips down as you lift your torso and your arms up, making your way into your chair pose or Utkatasana. Draw your belly in towards the spine to help support the spine in this fierce position. Tailbone pointing down, spine is nice and straight. Biceps are framing your ears. Inhale, and as you exhale, slowly join your palms together and bring it towards the heart center. Open your heart up. Try to sink in a little lower if you want to go a little deeper in your practice today. Or you can be here too, whatever you feel like today. Inhale, and as you exhale, allow your left tricep to hook towards the outside of your right knee, going into a twist here in our revolved chair or Parivritta Utkatasana. Press your fingers into each other to allow your heart to nicely open up. Inhale, and slowly as you exhale, release the twist. Get your fingers back onto the mat, forward fold. Release everything towards the earth. Beautiful. Take one more breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, begin to sink in your hips. Lift your torso up. One more time. Hands frame your ears in our Utkatasana. Exhale. Join your palms. Bring it back towards the heart center. And slowly begin to take a twist towards the left side. Hook your right tricep outside of your left knee. Make sure that the left knee is not going behind and it still stays in the same line of your right knee. Pushing your hips behind. One more breath. And as you inhale, release the twist. Get your hands back onto the floor. Again into our forward fold or Uttanasana. Inhale, lift your heart halfway up. Shoulders are going away from the ears. Spine, back of the neck is in one line. Exhale, bend both your knees, plant your palms. Take your feet behind into a plank or Phalakasana. Take your time to adjust your plank. Draw your belly in. Push your heels towards the back side. As you reach your crown towards the front, gather your shoulder blades behind your back and allow your torso to stay lifted. Beautiful. One more breath here. And as you exhale, slowly lower yourself down in Chaturanga Dandasana. If not, you can get your knees down and then lower your body down. So while being here in Cobra, make sure your hands are by your chest, elbows are hugging your midline, toes are pointing straight towards the backside. So firmly plug in your big toe ball mound into the mat. Don't allow your feet to sickle in. They should be pointing straight towards the backside. Inhale and slowly allow your heart to come up in our baby cobra or Bhujangasana. Push your pelvis into the mat. Allow your shoulder blades to gather behind your back. Keep breathing. Exhale. Slowly lower your forehead back onto the ground. Get your hands by your hips. palms facing down. Take the head of your arm bones behind. Roll your shoulders behind. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Inhale and slowly allow your heart to come up. And then allow your feet, your knees and your thighs to float. Coming into our Shalabhasana or Locust pose. Spread your toes, spread your fingers. Gather energy from the core of your pelvis and send it out through all the fingers, toes, and to the crown of your head. Bend your knees slowly and grab hold of your feet, the outer edges of your feet. Again, make sure that your shoulders are rolled behind your back. So this is a beginning pose for our Dhanurasana or bow pose. Slowly begin to lift your heart up and simultaneously get your knees off the mat. Make sure your knees are hugging towards each other and they are not splaying out. Beautiful. Exhale. Slowly lower yourself down. Relax your feet back onto the mat. Get your hands on either side of the chest. Curl your toes and lift yourself up in plank. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Inhale and slowly as you exhale, we'll all meet in downward facing dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana. Beautiful. Take a couple of breaths here to come back to the natural rhythm. Taking your own time to take long, slow, and deep breaths in through your nose, or maybe out through your mouth. It's your choice. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up and slowly step it towards the front in between your hands. And then let's hook our left tricep onto the outside of your right knee. Again, coming into a twist here. Parivritta Parshva Konasana or a twisted lunge. So the back leg stays nice and strong behind. Left tricep hooked onto the outside of the right knee. Press your fingers. Keep breathing. This twist gently massages our kidneys, our liver, and encourages the detoxifying activity in our body. Beautiful. One more breath here. And as you inhale, slowly release the twist. Get your hands back onto the mat, framing the right foot. Time for our Vinyasa. Right leg goes behind into a plank or Falakasana. Exhale. Lower yourself down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale for a Cobra. Go a little deeper in your back bend here without straining your neck. Make sure that you can move your neck freely here from side to side. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Curl your toes and exhale it out in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up, and as you exhale, let's bring it forward in between our hands. Lift your torso up. Allow your right tricep to hook onto the outside of your left knee, and then get your hands in prayer position. Make sure that the back leg is nice and strong. And keep your focus onto your breath. Beautiful. One more breath here in our twisted lunge or Parivritta Parshvakonasana. Inhale, slowly release the twist. Get your hands down to frame the left foot, and the left leg goes back into a plank. We have 10 minutes. Beautiful, one more breath here. And as you exhale, either knees, chest, chin or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale for a Cobra or an up dog. And exhale it out in downward facing dog. Beautiful. With your next inhale, begin to walk your hands towards your feet. Spread your feet a little wider and allow your toes to point towards the corners. Slowly allow your hips to sink down. Coming into our Malasana or garland pose. Tailbone pointing down. Spine is nice and straight. Your elbows are pressing against your inner thighs or inner knees to allow your heart to open up. So Malasana, the garland pose, encourages downward flow of energy from the crown of our head down towards the tailbone. It helps to clear all the mental and physical blockages in our body. Also a great detoxifying pose. Beautiful. Stay here in Malasana for a couple of breaths. And then slowly get your hands down. Allow your sitting bones to rest on the mat. Get your legs forward. Get your hands forward. We are going to make our way onto our backs. So sit up nice and tall. Your arms are forward at shoulder height. As you exhale, slowly going down one vertebrae at a time, allowing your head to be the last thing to rest on the mat. Beautiful. Then plant your feet hip width apart. Make sure that the knees are exactly above the ankles. Firmly plant all four corners of your feet into the ground. Gather your shoulder blades behind your back to help establish the natural lumbar curve. Inhale. Draw energy from your feet and the back of your skull and lift your pelvis off the mat. Clasp your fingers under your bridge and press your hands into the mat. A little shoulder opener here in our Setu Bandhasana. Keep drawing energy from your feet and the back of your skull and send it up through your torso, up through your abs, through your thighs, into each knee and back into each foot. Keep your chin away from your chest so that the cervical curve in your spine is still there and you're not hurting your neck. One more breath here. Squeeze your knees towards each other. Beautiful. And then slowly release the clasp. Allow your pelvis to come back to the mat. Now extend your left leg out. Hug your right knee in towards the chest. Firmly plant that left leg into the mat. The top of your thigh bone up to the left heel. Get that right knee a little away from the center and slowly take circular movements here. Some clockwise and some anti-clockwise. Beautiful. Now with your left hand, place it onto your right knee. Allow your right arm to open out at T, at shoulder height, and slowly as you exhale your next breath, Get that right knee towards the left side, going into our supine twist or Ardha Matsyendrasana. Make sure that both your shoulder blades are onto the ground. Taking your gaze over to the right fingers, enjoying the twist here. Again, it's a great twist to our intestines. Continue taking long, deep breaths. With your next inhale, slowly come back to the center and get that right leg back onto the mat. Bend the left knee, hug it towards the chest. Taking some clockwise and anti-clockwise movements here. And at the same time, plugging that right leg firmly onto the ground. Beautiful. Slowly take it towards the left so that it's going away from your rib cage. With your right hand, draw that left knee towards the right side as you take your gaze over to the left fingers. Make sure both your shoulder blades are onto the ground. Gently massages the intestines. Helps create space in our intercostal muscles, the muscles in between our rib cage. One more breath here, and then slowly come back towards the center. Hug both your knees in towards the chest. Take some circular movements, clockwise, massaging your lower spine, and then some anti-clockwise. Beautiful. And then slowly extend your feet out. Let them be as wide as your mat. Allow your toes to point towards the corners, knees rolling out towards the sides. Hands are at 45 degrees, palms are facing up. Fingers are curled in. And just allow your body to completely surrender to earth. Taking away tension from each and every part of your body, right from the tip of your toes up towards the crown of your head. Relax your forehead. Take a swallow and allow your two jaws to separate. Just being here with your breath and entering that quiet mind. Slowly bring movement in your toes, in your fingers. Reach your arms up over your head. Take a stretch right from the tip of your toes up towards the tip of your fingers. And from the tip of your fingers, send that energy down towards your toes. And then slowly bend your knees. Again, draw them towards your chest. Roll on towards your right side. And with your left hand, push yourself up in a cross-legged comfortable position or Sukhasana. Sitting up nice and tall. If you have your eyes closed, keep it closed for some time. your body to absorb all the stretching, all the twisting and the lengthening that we did on mat today. Gently bringing your palms together at the heart center in Anjali Mudra or prayer position. Allow your big thumbs to touch the sternum or the chest bone. Press your fingers against each other. And let us close our practice with one chant of Om. Take a deep inhale. Om. Gently bow your head to your heart in gratitude for the gift of this day in our lives. Namaste. Thanks for joining today. I hope you liked today's flow. Do let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you all next time, next Tuesday, same time at 5 o'clock, here on Hoboken Public Library's Facebook page. Thank you. Namaste.